name is Nick. Welcome to Orca Encounter. And let's hear it again for the Electric Ocean Dancers. You can catch them again as well as other electrifying performers throughout the night in our waterfront area. For all of us, being a part of Seaworld's mission is more than just a job. We are proud of what we do, and it is a privilege for us to care for, build relationships with, teach, and learn from these amazing animals. Now more than ever, we are honored to share our relationships with the whales and what we have learned with all of you. We also recognize that there's a new way of doing things, wearing facial coverings and social distancing. We thank you for your patience and cooperation as we safely navigate this process. As a reminder, it is a requirement for all guests in stadium areas to properly wear face coverings. So, does everybody have their face covering tonight? And everybody's wearing it properly! Alright, sounds great. Also, at the end of tonight's presentation, we ask that you please remain seated. Our operations ambassadors will be on hand to assist in the safe and timely exit of all of our guests. But for now, we hope you enjoy Orca Encounter!
Interconnected ocean. A vast, blue expanse driven to light water. And there's no better animal to represent the ocean's beauty than the killer whale.
They live in every corner of the ocean, from the Arctic to the Atlantic, the Southern to the Indian, to the Pacific and beyond.
The killer whale story is the ocean story, and it's one we all share.
We are one world, united by our ocean.
You hear
their incredible size, speed, power, and complex learning abilities. These behaviors keep our whales active and engaged. Seaworld's killer whales have inspired generations to care for our natural world, and we are excited to share their story with you tonight.
Killer whales are the ocean's top predator. They use cooperation and communication, not just size and strength, to take their place at the top of the ocean's supply. At the bottom are small animals, like krill. At the top, the apex predator, the killer whale. Killer whales are as big as a bus, faster than an Olympic swimmer, high flying and powerful.
We're going to see all of that and more. These behaviors contribute to an environment that is full of enrichment.
We spend days, weeks, months, years building relationships with our whales. This creates trust, and that allows us to do some amazing things. For example, when you visit the doctor, you present your arm to draw blood, or step on the scale to see how much you weigh. It's much the same with our whales.
Tonight, we'll see the whales moving together in unison. These synchronized behaviors strengthen social bonds and enable them to problem solve as a group. Working together as a team makes them the ocean's top predator. Scientifically known as porcine orca, commonly called killer whales. Here at Seaworld, we like to call them Katina, Nalani, Malia, Trua, and Micaiah, our killer whale family. Micaiah is the youngest whale at just 9 years old, and the oldest is Micaiah's mother, Katina, who is 44 years old. Katina is also the matriarch or leader of our pod. Now here at Seaworld, our training techniques create a language between us and the whales. It's a language of learning through positive reinforcement, encouragement, commitment, and care. Through these techniques and our relationships, the whales learn to trust us. They even learn to take an active role in their own health and well-being. Now, one of the first healthcare behaviors we train the whales to do is offer a voluntary blood sample. As you can see, the whales are trained to roll ventral or upside down and present their tails. Not only does this give us a great look at their entire body, but it also gives us access to the blood vessels, which are easily seen on the white undersides of their tail flukes. Our veterinarians collect the blood sample at least once a month, and the whales are trained to remain calm and relaxed throughout the procedure. Now, if you watch us, you'll see us always rubbing down the whales, sometimes on their backs or their flippers or their tail flukes. The whales have very sensitive skin, and this is just one way that we can reward them for remaining calm throughout procedures like this. And it's also a really cool way for us to strengthen our relationships with the whales. Blood samples are just one way we can make sure the whales are staying healthy. Another important diagnostic is weighing the whales. Now you may ask yourself, how do you weigh a killer whale? Well, in one of our adjacent pools, we have a giant killer whale size scale, and they do exactly that. They slide their bodies up onto the scale. Now you'll notice the portion of their body from the dorsal fin to the tail fluke is in the water right now. That is the powerhouse of the whale. It's called their peduncle. It's very muscular and very heavy. Weighing the whales with their peduncle still in the water, you wouldn't be weighing the whole whale. But we're able to solve that problem by simply asking the whales to raise their tails up and out of the water. Nice job, ladies. Training this posture enables us to ensure accuracy so that we know the younger whales are growing properly and that the older whales are maintaining a healthy weight.
And the care isn't just physical. Mental stimulation and play are vital, and we surprise and engage our whales at every opportunity. Play is how killer whales teach their young to hunt. For the adults, play is important too. It seems that they just enjoy having fun. Making time for play is an important part of life for killer whales and for us.
I'm hanging out down here by the glass with some of my friends and some of my new friends. Hey everybody, who likes to by playing. They also learn through things called mimicry or observational learning. From a very young age, killer whales learn important life skills by playing games like follow the leader with their mothers and other whales. And we are going to put that to the test today with Malia and Nalani and this group of people. You guys stay wherever you are. Go ahead, this section right here. Everybody stand up for me. Now you're going to keep your arms down at your side. You're going to stand still. We're going to make sure the girls are focused on you. We're going to make sure that they're watching very closely. When I say go, everybody's going to turn around in a circle. Ready? Go! Nice signal, everybody. Little confusing, that's right. We're going to try that one more time. We're going to keep our hands down at our side. When I say go. All right, girls, you watching the crowd, right? Here we go. Go for it, everyone. As you can see, they're watching you very closely. Killer whales are very curious animals, and we often see them jumping completely out of the water to get a better look around. And we're going to put that to the test today as well. This jump is called a bow. When we see Nalani and Malia do that big jump over at stage, let's all give them both a great big cheer. Nice job. Now, that was Nalani and Malia doing a little jump called bow. We got big lady Katina over on this side, hanging out with Kelly. Kelly, whenever you're ready, have your team. Give that signal. There it is. Nice signal, everybody. Now, this behavior is called a breach. It's bigger than a bow, and it normally comes with a splash. So get ready, everybody. Here she comes. Take it away. 40 feet, and then up, and Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the whales. And all the cheers! Seaworld's research and observation of the killer whales in our care has shed light on many mysteries about these amazing animals. For example, we know that the gestation period of a pregnant killer whale is 17 months. That's information that would be impossible to gain in the wild. Some information, however, can only be gained through field research. That's why Seaworld partners with such groups as the Norwegian Orca Survey and NOAA to advance global education. Killer whales are powerful animals, and perhaps the best expression of that power is when we've seen them hunt.
Killer whales stand apart. They have no natural predators, and just about any other ocean animal could be their dinner. Depending on where they live and their chosen prey, they develop some epic hunting techniques. Off the coast of South America, killer whales will teach themselves, riding in on waves just long enough to catch prey.
Wow.
They'll also create baits that knock animals like penguins or seals from icicles. Most importantly, they cooperate, communicate, and coordinate as a team. Here's footage of killer whales corralling a school of herring. A whale dips in and feeds, while the other whales keep the fish together with swipes of their tailfins.
Good time out there! Alright, we're going to try that one more time. I said, we having a good time out there! There you are. Great to see all of you. Now, folks, I want to give you a little clue as to what's happening right now. It's actually a unique opportunity for us as animal trainers to show you guys a little bit about how we go about training the animals here at Seaworld. Now, of course, our shows are full of education and training techniques. We talk a lot about our relationships and how we build them with the animals and how we train behavior here at Seaworld. Now, all of our behavior here at Seaworld is based on positive reinforcement. It's something called operant conditioning. And what that means, very simply, is learning based upon the consequences that follow. So when we ask the animals to do a behavior, and they choose to do the behavior, it's followed by a lot of different types of reward. Now, did you hear that very important word I said in the beginning of that sentence? We ask the animals to do the behaviors. There's absolutely nothing we can do as animal trainers to make the animals do anything they don't want to do. So all of our training here is based on request. It's their choice whether they do the behavior or not. Sometimes they do the behavior and they do it correctly. And again, we bring a lot of different types of reward to it. Of course, we use fish. Sometimes we use ice cubes or toys. I talked a lot about our back rubs. The animals really seem to enjoy different things as we use them to reinforce. We can't always use the same thing, or some things will become very boring. So, that's how we do it. That's how we train the animals here at Seaworld. We ask for the behavior. When they choose to do the behavior correctly, we bring a lot of reward and attention to it. Now, sometimes the animals choose to do something different. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. If you notice, at the end of that last segment, we asked the 3 female whales to go up into the side pool. Now, you can't see the whole facility here. We have 7 different pools in this environment. And they're all connected by those doorways right there. Sometimes they have all the pools, sometimes they have 1 or 2, sometimes the group is together, sometimes they're separated. Like I said earlier, we're always trying new things to keep things fresh, right? So that doorway opened, we asked all 3 girls to go into the back pool, and the important part is for them to allow that door to close. Now, as you can see, we have one of our whales out here in the front pool. Her name is Malia. You met her a little bit earlier. And 2 of the other females are in the side pool. You'll notice, though, the doorway is still open. So the whales chose not to go to the pool that we asked them to. And do you know what we do when they do something like that? Absolutely nothing. Believe me, folks, these whales have free will, and it's their choice whether they do the behavior or not. So Malia chose not to go into the side pool. In fact, it looked like all 3 of them chose, and then came back out, and then Katina and Alani went back, and Malia stayed out front. So that's important because as killer whales, they are extremely social animals. And sometimes we don't always know as trainers what's going on in the group. So what we're looking for is we're looking for Malia, and there comes the rest of them. Now everybody's out in the front pool. Now what we're looking for is some eye contact. We're looking for the whales to show us that they're ready to move on. Because when they do something like this, we simply remove ourselves from the environment. We don't want to bring a lot of attention to it. So what we do as trainers is we just take a step back. It's not a big deal. We don't bring a lot of attention to it. It's okay. You didn't do what I asked you to do. We'll try again in a few minutes, or we'll move on to something else. And that's what we're looking for the animals. We're looking for their eye contact or their behavior to show us that they are ready to move on. So it looked like to me, don't know exactly what's happening back there, but it looked like the trainers, what we call slap or hit the surface of the water, which is a signal for them to respond to that point. It looked like Malia went into the back pool, and then when she went back there, all 3 whales joined themselves back out in the front. And it looks like that has happened again. So what we're looking for is all 3 whales in the back to pay attention to their trainers, be ready and willing to go on. They're going to show us, their behavior shows us that they're ready to go on, and then we may ask them to hold for that doorway to close. Again, folks, these are very social animals. There may be something going on socially that we're not aware of. We watch their behavior, we read them not only as individuals, but as a group as well. We want to make sure the group is cohesive. We want to make sure that they're all working together as a team, everybody's getting along, and sometimes they choose otherwise, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. So Katina, as we talked about earlier, is the matriarch. She's in charge of the pod. So she's in the back side pool right there. She may be not allowing Malia to come into the back. She may be decided that she is not going to let Malia come into that side pool because she's the boss and the whales do what she says. Pretty much. She's the queen bee of this place and she runs the roost. So we want to make sure that we're rewarding them and we're reinforcing them and bringing a lot of attention to them when they are working together as a team, because that's what's best. So, my guess is that the trainers have taken a break in the back, that they've removed themselves from the environment. It probably appears that Katina and Alani are swimming in one of those side pools, and as you can see, Malia is still out here in the front pool. Malia is an adult female. She's almost full grown. She's right around 5,000 pounds. She's 13 years old, which is the same age as Nalani. Now, Nalani is Katina's offspring. Nalani is Katina's daughter. Malia is actually from a different mother. So, what we typically see is that daughter and mom will pair up much quicker than Malia. So we want to make sure that we're bringing attention to all three girls for working together as a team. Alright, so she's giving her trainer attention, that's what we're looking for. As you can see, Morgan gave her that point to move to the back pole. Nicely done. Now, what we're doing, again, in the back, we want to bring attention to this. We want to reward this behavior, but we also want to make sure that we're able to move on to the next behavior. So they're going to look for those three whales to be cohesive, to work together as a team. Maybe do a behavior together, or just sit with one another before we probably will move that door. And sometimes it doesn't work like we planned. So what do? We do nothing. We just sit here and watch these beautiful whales swim around the pool and work things out. Now this is Malia. As you can see, we have Bettina and Melania over on the other side. A lot of the behavior we train here at Seaworld is what we call team contingent. We want to make sure that it's very clear to the animals that we're asking them to work together with one another as much, if not more, than we're asking them to work with us. So it looks like we're gonna, hello, there I am, okay. All right, so that was my supervisor, Joe, and it seems that he has decided that, you know what, we've given the whales several opportunities to come over and respond to their trainers. They're not willing to do so. Again, we don't want to bring a lot of attention to this. We don't want to bring a lot of reward. So what we're going to do is just remove ourselves from the environment. Unfortunately, what that means is to keep you guys on schedule with all the electric ocean festivities tonight and the fireworks show, we're going to go ahead and cancel this performance of Orca Encounter. So, we hope you learned a little bit about how we train animals here at Seaworld and enjoyed the first half of the show. Thank you very much. Now, as a reminder, I see a lot of movement in the stadium.